Hello, Aquarius. Fancy meeting you here. This is going to be a weekly forecast, a horoscope for Aquarius, sun, moon, rising. So please take it as it resonates and leave the rest for others. I am in the collective, so cross watchers, thanks for tuning in and checking in on your Aquarian loved ones. I'm just going to draw some cards here to catch a vibe for Aquarius for the week ahead. And I do thank you guys for joining in. I want to let you know that I'm aligned with love and light of God and here of service of the greatest and highest good of all of you guys. So thank you so much for allowing me to be of service in this way for you, Aquarius. Lovely card. Some of the signs have gotten some similar cards this week, which is really crazy because it's just nuts. A lot of cards have come out that were the same, and we're all learning, similar lessons. The signs are going through different, similar energy patterns, So I hope that Aquarius is doing well. Just getting some final guidance from the regular old Spirit Speaks playing card deck here for Aquarius. That's the one. All right. So Aquarius, the energy that you have as we move forward for the week ahead is the Six of People. The loving woman. So I love this energy. 6 is the number of love. And the beautiful card here has glitter, which indicates, blessings on the horizon, maybe positive thoughts, being that they're there by the headspace, really thinking positively, cultivating these kinds of moments that matter to you, that are meaningful. I love the pet here that's asleep on her dress. So it doesn't matter your gender here. You can embody the energy of the loving woman by being a nurturing and soft and receptive and kind and caring individual, right? The loving woman is different than the loving man, okay? So let's talk a little about this. So the loving man is action-oriented. He shows up. He's got flowers, right? But not the loving woman, which is you this week. You get to sit down and let others kind of tend to you. Right? You get to attract the love in that you deserve and you desire. That's what I feel here. Not by trying so hard, not by expending all this energy, not by adding this and that and other thing and going all these great lengths, but by just embodying the kind of energy that is healthy, that is high vibe, that is receptive, that is compassionate, that is there, that is whole and wholesome, I want to say. I really feel how now is your time to slow down, to relax, and to receive. Now, the lesson this week would be trust. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. And I just want to remind Aquarius, because I know that Aquarius is such a giving and loving person and really wants to show up for the world, right? You really do. And there's a certain notability, and a status of reputation, I dare say, that Aquarius prefers to hold, right? So I want to remind you that the loving woman receives, okay? And sometimes Aquarius needs to receive rather than do and give and be that one, right? And why do you do this? Okay, so let's come there. Why do you want to give and do and be that one? Because it feels good, right? It feels really good to help out other people. It feels good to show up. It feels good to be there. It feels good to dote on others and to make them feel special. So why don't you feel special when people do this for you? How come it feels funny? How come it feels weird? I want to encourage you to allow others to care for you, to give to you, to go that extra mile for you, and just let them receive that benefit of feeling good about helping another person, about helping wonderful you. That's what I feel here. And trusting that your intuition wouldn't guide you into a situation that wasn't right. Okay, sometimes we don't want to accept help, right? We want to have some alternative way or mean or method. However, maybe it's not for you. Maybe it's for the other person or other people who are involved. Sometimes we've got to allow that flow of universe. Now here, I also want to say, that I feel how Aquarius is Hello, Crystal. Hello, Jade. Thank you so much for being here. Gemini will be next, actually. Gemini is going to be on the next video. All the signs are getting their own standalone videos. So thank you. Aquarius, I want to say here that, you know, this loving woman, I almost feel how from the outside looking in, there may be some kind of condescending energy. And I'm sorry to say this, but someone who says, well, you're not all you appear to be. You know, and I want to remind you that those people who have bitterness is because they themselves are not all they appear to be, or maybe they've never risen to the task of stretching into someone more, right? And I feel like you are and you have been. And sometimes that can trigger other people because they don't want to grow, right? So I just want to remind you that your growth triggering others is not a reflection of you. It's not a poor reflection of you. It's, in fact, a reflection of where they may be on their path and journey and their reluctance or unwillingness to change and grow. Okay, so continue to shine. Continue to trust yourself and to show up with presence and with depth. And I feel like that is what you're doing. And I also, okay, so look, okay, that is what you're doing, bottom line, okay? You're showing up with presence and depth in all these different ways and spaces. Now, a challenge this week, potentially, for Aquarius is the number 27, fragmentation. Fragmentation. So I feel like Aquarius kind of has decided to take the high road or to walk a new path, but you've not put anything old down yet. You know, it's like, I'm doing that, but I'm also doing all the other stuff that I used to do too. And that's why this fragmented energy is, it's saying, which frequency do you want to live on? Are you living on this frequency, or are you still stretched thin and scattered to the past or other versions of yourself potentially, right? Pulling away from anything that's not you. Pulling away from anything that's not aligned with who you see yourself becoming and who you want to be. That's how you get there, okay? So I feel like Aquarius is outgrowing some toxic connections in their life and is moving into healthier ones in a lot of ways. And I feel like trusting your intuition is the golden ticket that's taking you through all of this, because sometimes it's tough to tell. This fragmentation says that you have loyalties to other ways of being, or to other uses of your time, or potentially to other people and their use of your time, right? They could potentially be examined and maybe severed, terminated, right? I feel like the fragmented energy needs called back. There's also, remember I said those naysayers in your life who can't seem to believe in you and support you, who want to throw salt on your manifestation, who want to throw a snide comment on your level of change, right? Instead of saying, wow, you're doing great, they've got to point at your flaws and try to knock you back down a peg, because that's where they feel comfortable, pulling your energy away from needing the approval of those people. Because it doesn't change you. You don't. You don't need their approval, and you may never have it. So allowing yourself to embody your best self, whether they can see it or not. That's what Spirit is speaking of here. Aquarius, it doesn't change who you are. Your final guidance is the 7 of Clubs. And the 7 of Clubs says, you know your stuff. You're about your salt. You've risen to a new level of life, which requires more. And those who can't give you more are being phased out. You're seeing that. And those areas of your life and the uses of your time that aren't giving that back to you are very apparent. And you've got to make that grown adult decision to start cutting those things away. Okay? Because you're on a trajectory of success. But you can't take all these things with you that you're still involved in. Sit in the beautiful energy that you have. And let those things that are with you land with you. Okay, that's how I feel for Aquarius this week. Aquarius, it doesn't have to be so hard. You don't have to swim upstream. It doesn't have to be a battle. Okay? And I thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have a fantastic week. And I'm going to jump with Gemini next. I'll see you on that one.